Heather, exactly how much turd stirring did you think you would get away with this season before you got clocked?
She just let me know, but they show no fish. Didn't say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. Didn't say you found it, but she doesn't want.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 5, episode 6. Now, before we get into this review, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. That being said, y'all, when I tell you this episode made me laugh out loud so many times. This was a fab episode. I think this is my favorite one yet of the season. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, shall we? We start the episode with Angie sending out invites for her anniversary party, but she gagged it a bit when she did it mob wife style. Because remember Meredith and this rumor about Angie being in the Greek mafia? So she kind of flipped it and, did a kind of little tongue-in-cheek moment, which I thought was fab. Now, we know that Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta is good for a moment like this. She will take a rumor that somebody made up about her and turn it into a party or a business venture. So shout out to Angie for that. And can I just say, I love Angie so much. I mean, that's my girl for real. Angie is one of my favorites on this show. She is just a quality housewife, period. All tens Angie, no notes. So we have a scene where Whitney is meeting up with Meredith and she tells her that she knows for a fact that Lisa is the one who created the social media account saying that her brand is from Alibaba. Meredith tells her that she needs to be sure that the source is credible, and I agree with Meredith 100%. We see a scene with Mary and her son. He's with his wife. She says that Robert Jr., her son, has changed a whole lot since this girl came into his life and that he barely listens to Mary anymore, and she's worried about him. And I feel like, for me, you ain't about to be no grown-ass man laid up with your wife in my house. Niggas need to get jobs, okay? But also, it gives that maybe he has some type of developmental challenges, and we know how mothers are with their sons in comparison to their daughters, but we learn something about Mary a little bit later that I think plays a big part into why she is the way she is with her child. Bronwyn walks in a short while later and she brings in a really gorgeous orchid. I love orchids, by the way. Now, Bronwyn and Mary seem to have a really cute friendship and connection. I like seeing them together in the same way that I enjoy seeing Mary and Angie interact with one another. Mary is really opening up this season, y'all, and it is so refreshing. I mean, I didn't expect that. And we're really learning so much about Mary as these episodes go on. So we learned that Robert Jr. has never met Mary's parents. Mary says that her mom is very self-centered. She says that her mom had money, but she would only keep things in the fridge like cabbage and cranberry juice, and all she wanted was a bowl of cereal. And as Mary peels back her layers, we're really coming to understand why she is the way she is. We're getting this impression that Mary was neglected in her childhood, and this could be a big part of the reason why she mothers her child in the way that she does. I mean, aside from whatever is going on with him developmentally, I'm understanding why Mary is the way that she is as a parent. So then Bronwyn and Mary get into this conversation about Heather carrying information back and forth from this person to that person. This is a setup for a scene that we will come across a little bit later, so let's just put a pin in that one. So the women start arriving to Angie's party. Everyone looks absolutely stunning. The furs, the boots, the pomp and the circumstance, all of the drama, I just absolutely love it. Y'all, Lisa in that fur coat, that gray and that black, baby, Now, I ain't no big Lisa fan, but she was sharp in that coat. When she stepped out with that nasty leather boot, I said, Lisa, you need to give me that boot. I want that boot. Meredith walks in and she and Sean embrace each other. Mind you, Sean doesn't even want her there. He fully told Angie this while the cameras were rolling. Because remember the rumors that Meredith brought to the group about Sean being potentially gay. And I have to say this, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but Sean is a really good looking guy. He's an older guy now. I don't know how old he is. I'm assuming that he's in his 50s. But he is very fit. He's in shape. And I don't go up for a whole lot of white men like that. But Sean looks really good. He is a beautiful man. And typically I find when men are beautiful like that, like we saw a picture of him when he was much younger. And he had long hair. He had earrings. And he's just a beautiful guy. With beautiful men, once again, their sexuality tends to be questioned. I generally feel like it should be taken as a compliment if somebody questions your sexuality as a man, because it probably just means that you're really clean and you're really sharp and you look really pulled up and together. I don't know where he falls on the spectrum of sexuality. It's none of my business, but I'm just saying he is a good looking guy. Britney comes in with some guy named Aaron. She met him on a dating app when her and Jared were broken up. She says times like this, when her and Jared are broken up, she wipes away a tear and she starts swiping and dating. Now she's acting like she's so unbothered in this confessional. Y'all, when I tell y'all Heather was so pressed when Britney walked into the room with Aaron and she's like, oh, I know him. He's my friend. He's my friend. It's like, okay, girl, calm down. He's your friend. What it is, Heather, is that y'all made out, y'all messed around or whatever, and you're pressed now to let us know this. Why can't you just let Britney have her moment? If SOC is so small and everybody dates each other and they're all screwing around and whatever like that, then it should be no surprise that he walked in with Britney. It's really not a big deal, girl. Heather gets on my nerves. Then Mary walks up to him and she's like, oh, hi, Jared. Y'all, the first time I saw that, I screamed in here. Do you understand me? Because she just walked up on him, like just completely walked up on this white man. She knew that this man was Jared. And then they were like, Mary, that's not Jared. She was like, what? She couldn't believe it. She didn't believe it for like a good, maybe like 10 minutes. Actually, she didn't believe it until Jared walked in. And at that point, she was like, oh, so I guess it's really not Jared. Y'all, Mary cracked me up this episode, okay? Mary is she's just that girl. She just is. So then we have Angie's father giving a really nice speech about Angie and her husband, and I thought it was a really sweet moment. He said that Angie's husband turned out to be one of his best son-in-laws, so I thought that was super sweet. And then we see Bronwyn pulling Angie to the side, letting her know that Heather carried information about her comment about Lisa's parenting back to Lisa. Knew that Bronwyn was taking this information back to Angie because she's playing the game of get back with Heather. Because remember, Heather had called her out for something she said about Whitney in the car. So Bronwyn is like, oh, we're playing that game, Heather. She was just waiting for her opportunity, for her moment. And then she said it in a confessional. She actually straight up said, I'm getting her back. We can all play this game. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Bronwyn. And listen, I get that some people felt like, oh, she shouldn't have brought it up to her at the anniversary party. But listen, we're filming these big scenes. You know what it is. Like, it happens. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a good setup. It's a mob wives party, for crying out loud. We're in theme. You know what I'm saying? What better place to bring it up than your anniversary party? Hello? I don't know. I just loved it. Y'all, again, I'm really digging Bronwyn. I have done a complete 180 with her. Actually, I didn't know how I felt about her, and then I felt like she was being a little contrived, and then I really started feeling her. So anyway, Maylee is here, and I completely forgot about her. What the hell does she have on? So we have this scene where Britney and Lisa are talking. Mary walks up on them. Lisa is asking, are we good? Mary says, listen, anytime I say something to somebody, I feel like you're the one to go against it. And as it concerns Heather, I feel like she leaves a trail of lies, and that's why I called her out. And so at this point, Heather walks up, of course. Mary tells her, everywhere you stop is a lie. And then Heather starts cursing and getting loud, and Mary says, don't you dare. Mary knows how to handle Heather. So they go back and forth for a bit. When I tell you Mary is getting Heather together, everything that Heather says to Mary, Mary has a quick retort for it. I said, get her, whack her again. Heather says, tell me a time I've been bad to you. And Mary says, tell me a time you've been good to me. Ate her ass up. So then we have Heather go into this really high-pitched white woman voice, and she looks so goofy in this scene, y'all. She just really does. So then Angie comes, and she is confronting Heather, and she's like, listen, I want to know why you're taking information back to Lisa, telling her that I think that she's a shit mom, because that wasn't my intention. And Heather's like, oh, you're making little digs about her that seem out of character. And you mom shamed her about electronics. Heather, shut up. Mom shamed her about electronics? You sound ridiculous. And she's like, oh, I take sides. Heather, you sound like a high schooler. And you're still vying for Lisa's affection. I can't remember if they went to high school or college together, but remember when Lisa called you the good time girl? And she said that she didn't know you? So you obviously still think that this is high school and this is a popularity contest, and you are doing anything, bending and twisting and contorting yourself to be in Lisa's good graces. Lisa don't care about you like that, sweetie. I don't know, Heather just sounds so high school in this moment to me. And then Heather goes up to Bronwyn and she's like, well, Angie tells me that you told her what I said. Y'all, I can't believe that Heather is being this level of indignant with Bronwyn, like she's not the one who carried information back to Lisa. Girl, you said it. Bronwyn just came back and got you. So why are you mad at Bronwyn for carrying the information back to Angie? You're the one who carried the information back to Lisa. Bronwyn tells her, you think that you need to manage everyone's relationships, and she's right. Heather, you don't got shit going on besides stirring the turd, right? And Heather's issue this season especially is she likes to stir the turd, and then she's surprised that shit turns up on her spoon. Heather doesn't have shit going on this season. She has no storyline outside of carrying information back and forth. The truth is, you weren't being a friend to Angie in that moment, and you weren't being a friend to Lisa either, because you really hurt her feelings. So here's where I stand on it. If I have two mutual friends, one that I've known longer, and one is talking shit, I'm not going to carry that information back to the other friend, because what is that going to do? At that point, as a friend, it is my job to figure out how to get them together and stop them from fussing and bickering with each other. It's my job as a friend to now put the fire out, not carry information and add more gasoline to it. Heather is absolutely ridiculous. So in walks Jared Osmond, and at first I'm thinking, okay, this is really staged, but actually it's not. We learned that Whitney's husband, Justin, actually texted Jared and told him to fall through. I said, Justin, you're a messy bitch. You're a messy bitch who lives for drama. And you did your job correctly. You understood the task at hand. Production needs to go ahead and give Justin his snowflake. Because the grin, the smirk that he had in the confessional, I said, ooh, you're a messy bitch. And I like it. Y'all, when I tell you Britney has no player card whatsoever, she audibly gasps, she jumps out of her skin damn near, she starts crying, she starts crashing out. You know how player it would have been if she just act chill and unbothered and act like she didn't even see him? If you're gonna play this game, you have to really play it. He's the type of person that likes to play these power games, but she doesn't understand that yet. It's wild to me seeing her freak out like a 20-year-old. Like, this whole scene is so uncomfortable. So Lisa forces Britney to go and talk to Jared. He's like, are you having fun on your date? He's definitely being antagonistic in this moment. He's telling her that he missed her. He's playing all of these power games. He loves the power that he has over this woman. she's saying that she would like to move on, and he's like, well, would you like for me to leave? And he knows that she's going to say no, and of course she says no. Britney in her confessional says that she wants a man to come rescue her, somebody on a big white horse, a knight in shining armor. And that's the issue, is that y'all think that life is a Disney movie. Y'all think that life is a fairy tale. Y'all got all these fairy tale and mystical fantasies in your head, and instead of looking at the reality in front of you, looking at the way he treats you, you want to make it something that it's not. He's not going to be your knight in shining armor. He never will. He's a court jester. I'm sick of talking about Britney and this man, y'all. Mary is off on the side talking to Aaron, and I was just cracking up because she's like, well, how long have y'all been dating? And he's like, a month. And she's like, a month? Y'all, Mary sent me this episode. Do you understand? She's just so unintentionally funny. I love her personality so much. So then we have Whitney pulling Lisa to the side, and she's like, you brought this information about Prism to the group. She says that she had someone verify that Lisa was the one with this information. Lisa starts getting defensive immediately. She starts yelling. She says it's not true. Lisa says, give me names. I'm going to sue them. And then she calls up her private security. She wants to open up an investigation. Y'all, Whitney looked a little bit gagged in this moment to me. Her face did look cracked. Is it just me, or did Whitney's face look cracked? Because you do have to be sure, 100% sure, when you bring this accusation to somebody, right? And then we have Lisa walking up to Justin saying, your wife is a liar. And then Justin starts cussing her ass out saying, my wife is not a fucking liar. Now, Justin, I know that Lisa rolled up on you and you had to defend your wife, but Whitney do be lying. And of course, Lisa's husband jumps up and then he starts getting up in Justin's face. And he's like, don't curse at my wife. Y'all, look. Lisa, say whatever you want to Whitney, but I don't believe that you should be taking this energy to the men. I feel like Lisa was wrong. She was out of order for that. Do not take that energy to the men. Keep it between the girls. The men on these shows always need to have their friendships and their camaraderie outside of the women fussing and fighting and bickering, because that is an element on this show. And so when men start getting into it with each other, it's a different type of energy because they are not afraid to get violent. And so that's why you really got to be careful when you walk up on the men. So Lisa was dead ass wrong for that. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and jump down in the comments with me. Let me know what you thought. You know, I absolutely want to hear from y'all. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you will know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.